Hello there, folks. Top Gun here with you, and I've got a good one for you today. Alright, so I'm going to be looking at Impermanent Loss. That's the series again today. So, PulseX. I'm going to go back in time a little bit. This is still just testnet data, but we're going to go back a little bit. And looking on March 30th, that's where the chart begins. We spent a lot of time at about this 1.5 tenths of a cent range. Looks like that's about where we came in, just a little under. So I'm going to go with that price for March 30th. And we're going to go back and we're going to look at the pulse price, PLS. Okay. We also need a March 30th price here. Okay. Looks like it hovered about 3 times as much on that day. So that's what we'll set. Set in what, you wonder? Well, if you've been watching my channel, you know I've been trying to work on some impermanent loss calculator in stable asset and in like stable coin and an asset. So in this case, I looked at Pulse and the price was coming down on me. So then I realized there was a permanent gain, but I tried to make something a lot simpler. That's the what if game. Here's the liquidity pool that you create. Here's the root or $1 price of that liquidity pool, which allows me to go back and forth and easily derive a future liquidity pool based on assuming what the future price may be or what the current price is, as opposed to the start price and end price. Like, oh, the wording, maybe I have that wrong, but I'm trying to make this nice and simple. No, you guys want asset to asset. You guys want asset to asset. So dun 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 dun. Here it is. I look at one asset in stablecoin, the other asset in stablecoin, then the two assets together. And that allows me, with a triple over, to have a look at this. And I can go into the math a little more in detail at some point. But here's what we're going to do is we're going to set the March 30th prices. So what we had for a starting price for Pulse was 0.0045. And then what we had for a starting price for PulseX was 0.0015. Oh, look, some numbers have started generating. It's starting to come to life. So in this example for the math, we're going to use $1,000, as I like that round number that people work with as investments and assets to put into things. So now in the case where you provide $1,000 of liquidity on one side of the pair, you must double it. So these are $2,000 investments basically, but hey, at that price, this tells you how much pulse you have to put into the pool. Well, isn't that cool? It also tells me at that price exactly how much PulseX would have to go in that pool. Oh, that's cool. What's this over here? Oh, well, this over here tells me what the price difference between the two is, a 3-to-1. Oh, that's cool. And then if it were a $2,000, 1,000 of assets on either side, what would have to be paired next to each other? That's cool how this starts working out. So in this case, we can quickly, we'll plug in some numbers of what the current prices are, just to see what's going on. Have a little fun with the calculator since I built it. So again, the current price for wrapped pulse, 0.0017. Oh, okay, that has come down a bit. But future price or end asset price that we're looking at here, 0.0017. Boom. This is what I refer to as impermanent gains, where you believe an asset's going to go up in the future. Well, I ended up with more coins than less coins, more of the asset, because the price went down temporarily. So that's what I look at this, a temporary down, and another 0, and a 7. That's where it's sitting. Oh, why did I just do that thing with the USDC? Undo. Enter. Undo. There. All right. So we've set our future prices, and oh my, the rest of the calculator started filling out. 242%. That's the change in the price range between the two. Now we see how these assets have to jiggle to each other as opposed to stablecoin with the assets. So, okay, some cooler math starts to go on. And I can see the value of my liquidity has shrank. So technically I should not be in the profit here. But in this case, technically I have impermanent loss and impermanent gain going on. Like, how do you keep track of that? Well, Pulse value gain loss, technically $42 worth, but PulseX loss 46. So I'm at a negative right now. So what? Oh, it actually says, was providing liquidity a good idea? No. Now again, I'm going to just play here. Let's assume in providing this liquidity for 2 weeks that at the current price points, let's say with all of those thousands of liquidity, that I managed to get 10,000 of one. We'll even maybe make it, yeah, we'll stick with 10,000 for now. Boom. Whoa. Wait, that would have been enough fees to offset liquidity? The crystal ball says yes. Now it's a good idea to provide liquidity. But what if I only got 100 coins of fees? Oh, that wasn't enough. What if I got another 100 coins in you? Oh, that wasn't quite enough. What if I got 1 coin worth of incentive token at $10 a coin? So just assuming those are $10 a coin. Because, well, hey, you know, why don't I look? There's probably a price for incentive token, isn't there? Yeah, there probably is. So, info. Right back to the base. Let's see all the tokens. I don't see incentive on the first page. There it is. Incentive token. 99 cents. Cool. Now we actually have a price for that. Let's go back and change that. 0.99. Bam. Ah, no. What if we got 5 of those? Ah, yes. So this is how fees and the incentive tokens are designed or meant to offset the impermanent loss. But the cool thing here is one side had to get bigger in this exchange, while one side got lower. So that's where one side was technically an impermanent gain, while one side was an impermanent loss. So, yeah, this is the crystal ball. This is where it's sitting so far right now. All of this was guesswork. I unfortunately don't have this pair created, so I don't know. So we don't know how the offset works for impermanent loss or impermanent gain, but here's the calculator as it stands. It's going to be, I think, fun to use. So I'll have to reset it. Unfortunately, I created a much smaller liquidity pair, which doesn't really accurately show values too well. I don't have a lot of assets to work with, but my liquidity pair, I will try and come back at this math with some more detailed look to, again, come back and find out what fees we're able to collect, providing liquidity, how much incentive token on average we're able to receive, how that offsets the impermanent loss in an asset. With that, we can even look at stablecoin scenarios with the same assets, and we'll take a deeper look into the math in total. So, thanks for tuning in, having a look. Again, I'll remind you guys that I do hoodoo, voodoo, moon math here, boys. So, yeah, I'm a college dropout. I just found out there was a difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum a few months ago. And I'm pretty new to the scene. I could be full of mistakes here. Take me with a grain of salt, but yeah, this is the fun math I'm working on. And everybody at this point, you know, if you've stuck around, always consistently ask me, where can we find your math? Where's the Excel sheet? Where's the Excel sheet? It's not here yet, but if you guys haven't seen this website, I'm going to have to start my videos with this a little more often. This is where my math will appear on howtopulse.com. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. I do have YouTube, Twitter, and Telegram. I wonder what name my Telegram and Twitter are at. This is Top Gun Hexadian saying thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.